about your character, Rufus Buck, and the journey that he takes us on in The Night They Came Home.
Oh, it's a journey. It's a journey. It's vigilante gang of Indian mixed breed uh kids, you could call them, 19, 18, and they go on a killing spree for about 3 weeks in Oklahoma.
If y'all go ahead and follow me, I'm gonna make y'all kings of this new world. All right? Anything y'all see, anything y'all want, it's gonna be yours for the taking.
Where does the evil of men get born? Jesus said he saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven. The devil was cast down to earth to walk among us.
What does that have to do with anything?
Something possessed them young boys. What they done wasn't natural. Unless something gets inside of you. Like a parasite. Takes a hold of you.
And so when you read the script, what excited you most about this project? I mean, were there aspects about this character that you found incredibly intriguing?
Yeah, I mean, just him himself. I mean, I think the script was kind of making it. They had it a little bit played more into he was doing a lot of this for fame, but I got to sit down with the directors and we got to change it a little bit more into he's doing it more for the Indian land and to fight back for the Indian man. And so I found that really intriguing, because I think anytime you play a character, which is in a sense the anti-hero, you want to make sure that he has justifiable reasons when he's doing these heinous things. So that was a big thing for me, was to just find something to justify why I'm doing all this.
This film is inspired by true events.
Yes.
And so how did you prepare for the role? I mean, did you undertake any specific research or training to fully embody this character authentically?
Well, again, I think it was just more or less just finding the justification as to why I could do these acts. That was the biggest prep, which is like, why would anyone care to watch this guy do this and sit for an hour and a half watching someone do these heinous acts? So that was the biggest thing, was just wrapping my mind around the justification and my perspective as to why this is okay with me. I mean, because he's coming from a bit of the world. He's like, he gets the short end of the stick, like a lot of minorities I think feel in this country. So just dealing with that and seeing how he handled that, I think it speaks volumes. I mean, he takes it to the extreme, but it's definitely something that I feel like everyone kind of, not even just minorities, but I think most people can kind of feel like, you're getting the short end of it all and you're not going to take it much longer.
Something about Westerns, when you're watching a Western, the setting, the cinematography, it pulls you right in as the viewer. I almost feel like I've been transported to that time and I'm watching, these scenes play out live. So can you discuss how the film setting or the cinematography perhaps contributed to your experience as an actor?
Yeah, I mean, you can do all the reading you want, of the script, but it's never quite the same until you get in the mix and you're there and you're in these desert fields, and we shot in Santa Clarita, and your sinuses are acting up because of the dust everywhere, and and it makes it real, right? Because it's like, it's no longer acting. I really do need to blow my nose. I really do feel like there's just dust piling everywhere, and it helps. Anytime you're in it, it helps.
And of course, I love Danny Trejo. He is an icon. How would you describe the creative energy on set that he brings, and just working with this wonderful cast, Brian Austin Green?
Yeah. But with Trejo, I didn't get to really shoot with Trejo much because we have different scenes. He's narrating the film. He's narrating me and Tim Abel. Um, but you know, I did get to meet him, and just you just see he just brings a relaxed feel to it all, because you know he has been doing this for so long. He doesn't have those same, you know, little worries that, you know, a newcomer may have. And then also the same with Brian Austin Green and Robert Carradine. Brian helped me to really see, like, you know, for preparation, and then kind of throw that preparation out at the same time, because for me and Brian's scene, we needed to basically cut a lot of it and still get the meat of it all in there and figure that out. And we had to do that right then and there with the camera on us. So it was just it was just good to be around veteran guys who are like, you know, it's going to happen like this. It's not always, you know, you get to step by step and it's already laid out for you. Sometimes you kind of have to improv and just, you know, wing it. Most memorable would, I really, I don't know why I think the most memorable would probably be the Carradine scene with the bootlegger, but probably because that was the very first shot we did. And it was funny because, you know, Robert came out and we're ready to shoot, and he looks around at everyone and he's like, "What's my line?" And you just felt like, just especially with all of us in the gang member, we're all young and we're all looking at this veteran in Hollywood just look around and say, "What's my line?" It was just a relief on all of us to be like, okay, like, you know what, this, we can still be us, and we can, this is, you don't have to be all too serious. And I think Robert really helped with that when he said that, and just how professionally, even with asking that, he's still very professional at the end of the day. So I'd probably say that, just because it just was a big relief off of all of our shoulders. There's a lot to pick apart. I mean, you know, I think Western and thriller, it kind of almost sells it short, because there's a lot of elements to it. I think it's fun. I think it's comedy. I think it's funny too. I think it definitely a thrill. It's a drama. It's got a lot to take away. I think the biggest thing to take away is just the socio-political things to take from it, which is, you know, all these viewpoints, that you get a very vast viewpoints from myself, Rufus, all the way to Judge Parker, you know, and how the law is the only thing that stands. And then you got the hangman, George Maladon, which is the rope is the only thing that stands. And Tim Abel, justice is the only thing that stands. So it's just these political viewpoints in the film that everyone kind of stands strong on. So I'd say that is the biggest thing to take away, is just politically that there's something there for everyone. And this seems to be the first Western that kind of attacks the viewpoint of, you know, young minority boys. It's you don't see this often in film. You just don't. And we give it to you in a funny way. Like these boys are almost, it's addicting when they come on the screen, because they have a love for each other and their camaraderie, and you want more of them in a sense, and you want to know just their story and their dialogue and just how they talk to each other. You don't get that in Western films. You mostly usually get your John Waynes, and that's about it. But this one's giving you almost a little bit of everything in the West.